It's now.
Welcome to Newswatch 12 at 6. I'm Justin Betty. Today, Aspirus officially acquired Ascension's North Region assets. That means 7 hospitals, 21 clinics, more than 2,700 workers, plus air and ground transport services that used to be run by Ascension will now be run by Aspirus. Newswatch 12's Megan Mamlock has details, including what healthcare officials say this move means to you.
Healthcare in rural areas face different challenges than bigger cities, and Aspirus officials say the new resources will provide the strength to improve and expand the care they deliver in northern Wisconsin and the Upper Peninsula.
It's harder to recruit and retain providers and caregivers and employees. It requires expertise in rural healthcare, and it requires intense collaboration and partnership to allocate resources differently so we can be efficient and effective for the communities we serve.
And for new employees, Aspirus leaders say they're making a strong commitment to keep everyone working for them.
At this point, as far as I'm aware, there is no layoffs. However, as we go forward, there's going to be a transition. We've always had a policy of making sure we find a place for our workers. They might be in different jobs in different locations.
Patients and employees will begin to see visual changes soon, but the whole transition will take some time.
Probably in the next couple weeks to a month or so, putting out some limited signage that lets people know that the change of ownership has occurred. However, the actual overall signage is slated for around December 1st.
Aspirus officials say the goal of the acquisition wasn't to get bigger, it was to improve the health care in our area.
Us working together, we'll be able to provide more integrated, more robust, and redundant services that I think will really help the services in the communities in the north be consistent, be stronger, and be more effective in bringing quality and high-quality care.
Reporting in Wausau, Megan Mamlock, Newswatch 12.
Outside, Jeff, we had some fairly cool mornings lately, but a bit of a warm-up headed our way.
Yeah, mid-70s out there today. Low 80s are back in the forecast tomorrow and Wednesday. Here's a live look at the mighty Mac, and you can see a bit of haze in the air. Those are pollutants trapped here at the surface, and they are kind of messing with us tonight and tomorrow. Thus, an air quality advisory again. This is a combination of smog in the atmosphere, wildfire smoke from Canada, all kind of messing with us this evening. If you are sensitive to this kind of stuff, respiratory issues or asthma, this could be a problem for you this evening and throughout the day tomorrow. Temperatures are hanging out in the 70s right now. Very comfortable air currently in place. It'll be a beautiful sunset tonight with low temperatures back basically mid-50s. This morning, though, we had low temperatures in the 40s. Your full forecast is coming up. Justin?
Thank you, Jeff. The number of both ticks and tick-borne illness cases across the country have been on the rise in recent years. Northern Wisconsin, of course, is known as a tick hotbed, but it's not following this recent trend. Local forestry officials say Oneida County is actually seeing lower tick numbers than they would expect.
This season, I would say in the 30 years I've been in the woods, this is probably the fewest number of ticks I've seen.
Feeney attributes the decrease in ticks to weather, saying the cold temperatures and little snow last winter killed off much of the tick population. And these trends are reflected in other bug populations as well.
This is probably, if not the lowest mosquito population I've ever seen. It's one of the lowest seasons we've ever had.
Feeney credits that to the weather as well, saying the relatively dry spring limited the amount of stagnant water sitting around the woods, which is where mosquitoes thrive. But he says it's hard to tell if this trend will continue moving forward. The North Lakeland Discovery Center will kick off its online silent auction this Wednesday. Start the bidding at 9 in the morning that morning, with the auction closing August 11th at 5 p.m. Proceeds go towards programs and operations at the Discovery Center. Click the donate button on the auction website to contribute money towards educational displays in their new Nature Center, which is in the newly constructed Discovery Hall. You can find more information on the auction at the North Lakeland Discovery Center website under the Special Events tab. August typically means a few different things across the Northwoods. First of all, fall is right around the corner. And second, it's fair season. Last night, the Oneida County Fair in Rhinelander wrapped up after a year off, or at least online because of COVID. Organizers expected to see a big turnout, and the results even exceeded their expectations. Huge turnout at the fair. Fair coordinator Tom Barnett says in just one day they received over $1,300 in donations, more than the entire weekend back in 2019.
We knew that people were going to be coming out and because they want to get out and do things again, but we had no idea it would be as big as it was this weekend, and it was just fantabulous.
Fantabulous. More fairs are opening their gates this week, including the Wisconsin Valley Fair in Wausau. Fair Administrator Jody Langenhahn says preparations never really stopped during the pandemic. They just slowed down a bit. She expects to see, again, a huge turnout, just like the Oneida County Fair.
All those things that you just do once a year for the fair now have been 2 years since you've done them. So there's a lot of sort of dusting off that part of your brain and that process, really getting back into things and remembering, oh yeah, this is how it used to be.
The fair starts this Tuesday and runs through Sunday. For more information, visit the Wisconsin Valley Fair website. The Leona Lions Club will once again be hosting the Centennial Community Soup event later this week. On Saturday, organizers say you can head to Silver Lake Beach in Leona for some good old-fashioned family fun. There's kids' games, food concessions, free snow cones for kids. There's also entertainment by the Stone Soup Brothers, a Reader's Theater, Ken Zupon Achy Breaky Logging Show contest. Raffles also will be held to support the local Leona Lions Club service work. State DNR is hosting an open house this coming Friday, celebrating 75 years of operation at the Northern Highland Fishery Research Area. It's near Boulder Junction. It includes interactive demonstrations of the equipment, fishing techniques that staff use to collect data. The formal address starts at 1 in the afternoon with demonstrations, hikes, tours, all going from about 1:30 till 4. The NHFRA is one of the longest running fishery research projects of the DNR. Calvary Baptist Church in Rhinelander hosts its 13th annual neighborhood yard sale later this week. You can swing by the church this Saturday from 8 till 2. There is free ice cream and sweet corn given out from 10 till 1. Anyone who would like to be a participating vendor can sell their items and reserve a space for $10, which is fully refundable once things are cleaned up. Calvary will also host its own table of vintage items. All proceeds from that table will be given to the Rhinelander Boys and Girls Club. Space is limited and are reserved. In order to make space to reserve a spot, you can sign up on their website or go to the church directly. As we enter August, the start of the school year is inching closer and closer, and state leaders are meeting to discuss their plans for the year and how the state budget could affect those plans. We'll have more on that in just a few minutes. But first, Jeff's in with your full forecast. That's next on Newswatch 12 at 6.
Newswatch 12 is brought to you by Bone and Joint Walk-In Care.
A quality replacement window made with Fibrix material, delivered through a stress-free process. Welcome to Renewal by Andersen. Now is the perfect time to call for your free window diagnosis. Call now before this remarkable offer expires. Renewal by Andersen, the better way to a better window.
Welcome back to Dash and Crash, where everyday people embarrass themselves in painfully hilarious ways. Up next, Maddie, a mattress. And look at Maddie spring into action. Oh, sweet dreams, Maddie. Holy sheets. That looks painful. He's definitely not foaming this one. This ad really stumbled. But their mattresses stick the landing.
Looks like it's time to trade. Because it's trade month at your local Ford dealers. Get more cash for your eligible trade-in. Any brand, any model, all month long. Get Trade Assist cash on top of what your eligible vehicle is worth and trade up to a new Ford SUV. Your trade-in is worth more than you think, only during Trade Month. Right now, get up to $2,000 Trade Assist bonus cash on eligible models. It's Trade Month at your Wisconsin and UP Ford dealers.
If you can afford to launch yourself into space, you can pay your fair share in taxes. But billionaires and big corporations have avoided paying taxes for years. President Joe Biden's plan makes the rich pay their fair share so we can cut taxes for families with children and create millions of good jobs. Tell Senator Ron Johnson to stop putting billionaires ahead of the middle class. If you can afford to joyride in space, you can pay your fair share.
Straight from the source, Lake Nokomis Cranberries in Eagle River features award-winning cranberry wines. Visit the gift shop for a wine tasting and browse the large assortment of cranberry-themed products. Marsh tours are offered summer through fall. Visit the website for details.
The St. Germain Chamber of Commerce presents their Summer Concert Crawl. Join us at this local establishment for great live music.
You are. Welcome back, my friends. You and I get to chat weather for about 4 minutes. Happy Monday, the first Monday in August. How'd that happen? A sunny one, though. Lots of sun out there today. Still out there now, although you can see the haze in the atmosphere as well. That's a combination of smog and smoke and other stuff out there right now, making the air quality unhealthy around Wisconsin right now. All right, current temperature, though, is 76 with a west breeze around 6 miles per hour and a pressure falling at 30.11. Over in Wausau, 78 for you with a west-southwest breeze around 9 and a dew point there of 56. So whenever we turn our wind out of the west right now, there's smoke to the west of us. So it's pushing smoke back into the area again today. And that smoke is here at the surface, not just aloft where it's been pretty much all summer long. Temperatures, though, are hanging out in the mid-70s. That's not really normal. We should be upper 70s, low 80s. We'll get there, though, and those numbers are not too far away, beginning as soon as tomorrow, probably Wednesday as well, followed by a bit cooler in here on Thursday, as there is just a lot of heat to the west of us right now. Look at the building heat, 84 in Brandon, 93 in Saskatoon, 92 Rapid City. So again, we will dabble in that for a couple days around here. No 90s for you, but basically we could do low mid 80s tomorrow and Wednesday, and then again maybe over the weekend. In fact, going forward tomorrow, 81-ish tomorrow, 83 on Wednesday, and then a bit cooler for Thursday, Friday back up in the 80s again. You see the trend, right? The average high being upper 70s, low 80s. We'll be near there the next 7-8 days around here. Okay, so here's the advisory, an air quality advisory. Again, we don't do this very often. If you are sensitive to this kind of stuff, if you have asthma or respiratory problems, it's probably messing with you tonight. You can feel that in your lungs. They get kind of heavy. Best thing to do there is stay indoors this evening and probably throughout the day tomorrow, as well as the smoke. The worst of it is kind of right over north central Wisconsin right now. But notice what happens, though. This doesn't really go away anytime soon. We'll kick in a west breeze again tomorrow, so we'll likely clear out a bit tomorrow, but still that smoke's going to be around, and if you have respiratory issues, it's going to be a problem for you pretty much through this week with the west wind kicking in. Outside now, there's been a couple sprinkles across. We need a big system, right, to come through here and kind of clean the air out. That's not going to happen anytime soon, but there are a couple little sprinkles in there on Wood County earlier. Those are now fading away. Most of us will stay dry tonight. It should be a spectacular sunset with that smoke in the air. And we're looking west then. There's a system right through here. You can see it. Doesn't have much going for it, but still, this could kick off a couple thunder showers tomorrow afternoon. But again, the coverage on that probably somewhere around 20 to 30%. Our forecast then for tonight, though, is partly cloudy skies. Again, poor air quality tonight and throughout the day tomorrow. Look for low temperatures, not as cool. Again, last time we had lows back in the 40s. Tonight, near 55 or so. For tomorrow, all right, it's Tuesday, partly cloudy skies, a couple, maybe a few afternoon thunder showers out there. Not a widespread event at all. With temperatures back up in the 80s and increasingly more humid tomorrow as well. And then looking ahead, your 7-day forecast by North Furniture and Mattress shows tomorrow. That chance for rain. Wednesday, we dry out, 83. A couple of you could do mid-80s on Wednesday. Thursday, near 80. And then a couple more storms get in here on Friday and Saturday morning with temperatures in the 80s over the weekend. Justin?
All right. Jeff, the state Department of Health Services announced Wisconsin will receive nearly $50 million in funding from the federal government to address mental health and substance use needs. The funding is part of the American Rescue Plan Act, the most recent COVID relief bill, and it's designed to supplement Wisconsin's existing share of the Community Mental Health Services Block Grant and Substance Abuse Prevention and Treatment Block Grant. DHS has submitted plans for this funding to the Federal Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration. The plans DHS developed for this funding are the result, they say, of consultations with service providers, advocates for people with mental health or substance use challenges, and people in need of help. The start of school is right around the corner. That means there are a lot of questions about what to expect this year, especially with the pandemic. State education leaders met up today to discuss how the state budget may affect their plans for the upcoming school year. Newswatch 12's Cooper Henkel has details.
Wisconsin's education leaders met for the Wisconsin Public Education Network's 7th annual Summer Summit.
To energize and represent the public schools across the state of Wisconsin.
State leaders criticized the Republican budget for not putting more funding toward education. The signed budget is an increase from the previous 2 years' spending, but Governor Evers' original proposal had called for significantly more in the new budget.
Our legislative leaders decided to point to one-time federal grants provided by Congress as a solution. Make no mistake about this funding, it is not money that can be easily programmed into schools.
Earlier concerns about rulemaking around federal dollars pushed Republican leaders to cut taxes and cover the funding gap with state dollars, meeting the expected requirements. But Evers says that still isn't enough.
I called the legislature into special session to invest that $550 million in our kids and schools, with more than $400 million of those funds going towards increasing per pupil aid.
But the move went nowhere last week.
Frankly, it wasn't surprising that Republicans gavelled in and gavelled out without a single word of debate,
prompting the governor to announce his plan for helping cover what educators say is a large resource gap in the state, made worse by COVID-19.
That's also why I am directing $100 million of our COVID-19 relief funds to provide new funding for our schools to help cover the expenses. Provide additional educational or mental health supports, buy art supplies, computers, whatever needs to be purchased, whatever they need.
For Newswatch 12, I'm Cooper Henkel.
2 organizations representing women's health are calling on pregnant women to get vaccinated. With the recent rise in COVID-19 cases across the country, some are warning of the potential risk of complications for those expecting. We'll have details after the break.
Why did we get her the COVID-19 vaccine for kids 12 and up?
Because I missed school to get ready for soccer season.
So nothing's holding them back.
Visit vaccines.gov to find a COVID-19 vaccine near you or call 211 to learn more.
Let's dive into Lake Minocqua for an evening showing of Creature from the Black Lagoon. August 14th at Torpy Park. Watch the movie from your boat or afloat in the water. Pre-show beach party starts at 5:30 p.m. For ticket and event information, visit letsminocqua.com/dive-in.
Lake of the Torches Resort Casino. You can count on us for all the hottest slots inside. Sun-dappled water outside. Enjoyment comes naturally here with abundant home-style foods, the most exciting promotions, and the new Lake Club that rewards you for playing. At Lake of the Torches Resort Casino, expect the best of everything every time you visit. Winning's more fun at the lake.
At US Cellular, we know the local landscape, so we can help everyone stay connected for less.
Right now, get up to $1,200 off any 5G phone. The choice is yours.
Whether it's adapting the network for a strong signal where you work, or optimizing your coverage where you play, we're always hard at work to make sure our state-of-the-art 5G network works for you.
Up to $1,200 off any 5G phone with no trade-in or hidden fees.
US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless.
Northland Basement Systems is the all things basementy company. Basement waterproofing, basement finishing, basement structural repair, humidity and mold control, and nasty crawl spaces too. When it comes to basement solutions, nobody does it better than we do. Since 1991, homeowners just like you in the Northland have trusted Northland Basement Systems for all things basementy in their homes. Call Northland Basement Systems today to schedule a free home evaluation.
This portion of News Watch 12 is brought to you by Northwoods Furniture, Eagle River.
2 leading organizations that represent OBGYNs are now calling for anyone who is pregnant to get vaccinated against COVID-19, citing the recent increase in cases, what they say is a potential risk for severe complications if those who are expecting get COVID-19. Mandy Gaither has details.
If you're pregnant, get protected. That's the joint message from the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists and the Society for Maternal Fetal Medicine.
The Delta variant is not something that we can play with.
The leading health organizations say COVID-19 vaccines are safe during pregnancy, and their recommendation is based on evidence from thousands of people who have gotten the vaccine while pregnant, saying that being protected from COVID-19 outweighs any potential risk.
What we do know is that pregnant women, although the risk is not high, are at higher risk for severe disease in pregnancy if affected by COVID. So they go to the hospital more, they undergo mechanical ventilation or have to be on a ventilator to breathe, and unfortunately die at a higher rate. So it is very important.
In a study released in June, the CDC says vaccination rates among those pregnant were increasing, but the numbers were still low compared to non-pregnant women in the same age group. While the CDC doesn't directly recommend the vaccine for those who are expecting, the agency says anyone who's pregnant can receive it.
You have found your soulmate. Now it's time to find the perfect ring. At Golden Carrot Jewelers, you can choose from an extensive selection of engagement and wedding rings. Fresh designs reflecting the most current trends, from organic, art deco, and vintage design to timeless classics in white, yellow, and rose gold. See the new Romance Collection, Lyria and Lumiere Bridal Collections, and new styles from Gabriel New York, Eskashi, and more. Engagements begin here. Will yours? Golden Carrot Jewelers, downtown Minocqua.
Come join us at the historic Waswaganing Indian Bowl, located in downtown Lac du Flambeau, Tuesdays through August 3rd. Experience the culture and pageantry of Ojibwe powwow, relax to the soothing sounds of Native American drums, and enjoy the vibrant colors of traditional regalia worn by authentic Ojibwe dancers. Watch and take part in the intertribal dances, and come tour our Ojibwe Summer Village. Gates open at 6 with grand entry at 7. Come and refresh your spirit, paid by the Native American Tourism of Wisconsin.
Dad, we do this every day.
When I was your age, we didn't have the 2021 Nissan Rogue with intelligent all-wheel drive. You know what we had? The occasional Sunday drive, a gravel road here and there. We didn't get to experience the thrill of groundbreaking driving technology on a daily basis like you kids do.
The fiercely reimagined Nissan Rogue. Get 0% financing for up to 72 months on 13 models, or save up to $5,262 on select models.
Has the pandemic interrupted your routine health care? Our exceptional team at the Lac Vies Air Health Center is determined to get you back on track. Our comprehensive primary care services include disease management, women's health, preventative care, and more. The convenience of our walk-in clinic is available when your family needs it the most. Full access to our on-site x-ray and lab services to expedite your care. Our friendly team is excited to meet you, and we are conveniently located in the Elison Realty Building at the intersection of Highway 45 and 70.
It's Slumberland's anniversary sale, but you get the gifts. Get a complimentary 4-night hotel stay at over 400 great hotels. Plus an extra 20% off when you spend $3,000 or more. You get more nights and more savings the more you spend. Get a 2-night hotel stay plus an extra 10% off when you spend just $1,000. So go ahead, get that new furniture and the trip.
Well, hello, Slumberland.
Buy more, save more, and get the trip. Now at Slumberland.
Beautiful home in Mass City, Michigan, with 263 acres being sold to the highest bidder regardless of price. Sunday, August 15th. Contact Brass and St. Louis Auctions for more details.
Jeff, looking outside right now, it looks cloudy.
Yeah, there's a couple clouds out there, but most of that is smoke from wildfires across parts of Canada. I mean, look outside there right now, right?
Yeah,
and that smoke today has made it back down to the Earth's surface. So the air quality here at the surface is not good. It'll likely stay that way through tomorrow with that west breeze in effect. So here are the air quality advisories for parts of north central Wisconsin. So if you are sensitive to this kind of stuff, I'm talking to you if you have asthma or respiratory problems, you're probably feeling this, a very tight lung kind of situation. So keep it inside tonight. Air conditioning is best. Kind of filter that air if you can through tomorrow as well. But then look what happens. Our 7 days, a summer-like 7-day, right? Here we are early August. Temperatures in the 80s tomorrow and Wednesday. Maybe a couple storms tomorrow, but it won't be an all-day rain. We're all good. And then Thursday we're dry before maybe a couple more thunder showers on Friday afternoon.
The forecast can make a lot of people happy, I think. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you for joining us on Newswatch 12 at 6. We have the Olympics tonight here on NBC. We'll see you after the games tonight.